Hare Krishna. We are in the 4th chapter of Bhagwat Gita as it is, and Krishna is teaching us the art of smart working. In the previous verse, Krishna said to leave all kinds of attachments with the results of the actions, and by doing so, a person can become eternally satisfied, and such a person never gets entangled with the reactions of his actions, as he is not attached with the results of his actions, and he does all his work only to please Krishna. And in today's verse, Krishna is going to tell us that how does a person who has no inclination for sense gratification or his personal enjoyment leads his life, and how does he do all his material work. Please watch the video till the end, as every verse is an eye-opener for us, and Krishna is personally speaking to each one of us. How fortunate we all are. Now let us recite the verse number 21 of chapter number 4. Nirashe yat chitatma tyakt sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvanna apnoti kilbisham. Nirashiryat chitatma tyakt sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvanna apnoti kilbisham. Nirashe, without desire for the results. Yat, controlled. Chit atma, mind and intelligence. Tyakta, giving up. Sarva, all. Parigraha, sense of proprietorship over all possessions. Shariram, in keeping body and soul together. Kevalam, only. Karm, work. Kurvan, doing so. Na, never. Apnoti, does not require. Kilbisham, sinful reactions. Krishna is saying that such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled. He gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. Nirashir yat chitatma tyaktva sarva parigraha. A man who has the understanding that the entire creation belongs to Krishna and he is just a part and parcel. He acts with his mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, and he gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Shariram kevalam karma. And when such a person works, he is not affected by sinful reactions. Kurvanna apnoti kilbisham. Now let us read the purport of Srila Prabhupada and have a better understanding of this very important shloka. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai. Srila Prabhupada says that a person in Krishna consciousness does not expect any good or bad results of his activities, because he has the perfect knowledge that he is the part and parcel of the Supreme, and all the work that he is doing is actually done by the Supreme Krishna, and this is why his mind and intelligence is in perfect control. He knows fully well that he is just like the part of a big machine, and he is not there by his own choice, but by the will of the Supreme Krishna. And Krishna has a plan for him, so he just needs to execute his work for the pleasure of Krishna. And he doesn't think about any gain, loss, success, or failure. He acts like a puppet in the hands of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gives us a wonderful analogy of a bank manager or a cashier. Srila Prabhupada says that the cashier counts lakhs and lakhs of rupees every day, and maybe someday very less money gets deposited in the bank. The work of a cashier is only to count the money and deposit in the bank. He never thinks that the money that he is counting belongs to him. He fully well knows that he is a servant in the bank and his job is of counting money. And at the end of every month, he will get a fixed salary to take care of his needs. He has to do just his duty, and that is counting and depositing the money. When more money comes in the bank or sometimes less money, that does not affect his salary because he knows that he is not the proprietor. In the same way, a person in Krishna consciousness knows fully well that he is the part and parcel of Supreme Krishna. And Krishna is the ultimate proprietor of the entire creation. And he, being the part of Krishna, is the eternal servant of Krishna. And the servant is meant to serve the master, just the way the cashier serves the bank and gets his salary at the month end to carry out his livelihood. Similarly, a Krishna conscious person does all his desired work only to keep his body and soul together, so that with a healthy body he can serve Krishna in a better manner. He never puts any extra efforts to earn more money, to have a stylish lifestyle, because he knows fully well that he is the eternal servant of Krishna. Jiver Swarup Hoy Nitya Krishna Das. And he is not meant to enjoy the creation of Krishna. Rather, his duty is to serve Krishna and be satisfied with whatever Krishna has given him. Such a Krishna conscious person leads a very simple life, and he does his work for the maintenance of himself and his family. Doesn't work hard to improve his living standards and never indulges in extravagant, lavish luxuries of life. He works only to meet the bare necessities of life. Shariram Kevalam Karma. And by doing so, he leads a good and healthy life and is fit to serve Krishna by all means. Serving Krishna doesn't mean not doing the prescribed duties. Serving Krishna means doing all our duties for the pleasure of Krishna and not for our own happiness. And only a person who has a perfect knowledge of Krishna consciousness can serve Krishna while doing his allotted job. And such a person never wastes a single moment for working extra for more money for his personal enjoyment. Srila Prabhupada says that nowadays our society has become only money and material conscious. Everyone wants to become materially advanced because they want more and more sense enjoyment. And the more we indulge in sense enjoyments, we will become spiritually very weak and poor. And as a result of it, we are unable to achieve the ultimate goal of human life, which is God realization. and self-realization. Srila Prabhupada explains to us what is the harm if we strive to become materially successful and enjoy all the luxuries of life. Srila Prabhupada says that when Krishna is telling us to become nirashayah, which means having no desire to enjoy, then certainly it is for our good only. To fulfill the needs of life and to enjoy are two entirely different things. There is a famous saying that there is always enough for the need but always less for the greed. We can see it all around us. People are simply working so hard only to raise their lifestyle so that they can enjoy more and more. Bhagavad Gita is teaching us not to look at the result of the work and only do the desired, allotted work according to the injunctions of the scriptures for the pleasure of Krishna, who is the supreme permanent proprietor of everything. And Krishna has given us everything because He is our permanent Father. He has given us a fabulous human body, oxygen to breathe, water to drink, cool breeze, all the vegetables, fruits, grains to keep us healthy. And along with it, He has given us Bhagavad Gita, which is the manual of life, so that we don't do any sinful activities. Srila Prabhupada says that Bhagavad Gita is meant only for humans and not for animals. But if we don't read Bhagavad Gita, then we are proving ourselves to be animals, and animals are not meant to follow the restrictions of life. Animals and mad people eat whatever they want for their own enjoyment. Mad people even speak bad words in front of their parents because their mind and intelligence is not in a proper condition. Srila Prabhupada says that we should value our rare human life and utilize it to make Krishna happy. And when Krishna is happy, then the entire world is happy, because Krishna is the prime root cause of the entire creation. Tasmin tushte jagat tushtaha, which means that when Krishna is happy, then everyone becomes happy. Today, we see so much of dissatisfaction, anxiety, and depression all over. And the sole reason is this, that we are not leading a life according to our Vedic philosophy. If we follow our Vedic injunctions and continue doing our duties only for the maintenance of the body so that we may continue to serve Krishna, then our society will become a truly civilized society. Srila Prabhupada says that a Krishna conscious person who is fully engaged in self-realization has very little time to falsely possess any material objects. For maintaining body and soul, he does not require unfair means of accumulating money. He does not become contaminated by such material sins. He is free from all reactions of his actions. This is what Krishna wants us to become, from sinful to sinless. When we wish to enjoy Krishna's creation, then we certainly become sinful. And then we have to face the consequences of our sinful work. And when we work to make Krishna happy and be satisfied with what Krishna gives us, then we become sinless. And this is the primary eligibility for making spiritual progress. And human life's only aim is to make spiritual progress, which is not possible in any other species. Srila Prabhupada says that we have enjoyed endlessly in all the lower species, and now that we have a human body, why should we do the animal-like activities and indulge into animal-like enjoyment? That is, eating, sleeping, producing children, and making good arrangements for the protection of the body. Rather, we should strive for God consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness does not mean to leave our present job. It only means doing everything for the happiness of Krishna, who is the real proprietor. Srila Prabhupada says that we can pursue any career, be it doctor, engineer, lawyer, accountant, scientist, teacher, businessman, etc., etc. We just need to remember to do everything only for the happiness of Krishna and not for our own happiness or sense enjoyment. Then we become sinless from being sinful. Arjun wanted to leave his work and wanted to go to Himalayas and do the Swadharma of Brahman. Krishna never allowed him. Krishna wanted Arjun to fight not for his own happiness but for the happiness of Krishna. Now we have properly understood that we just need to change the attitude of our working, and we don't need to change the work or stop any work. But it is just a change of thought which is needed. And that is from our own enjoyment to Krishna's enjoyment. And then we can become free from all the reactions of the sinful actions. Because when we do anything for our own pleasure, then it is a sin, because Krishna is the ultimate proprietor. Krishna is the ultimate owner. And how can we think of enjoying in Krishna's creation? Our position is to serve. We are His eternal servants, like the part of the body. And when the parts of the body work for the whole body, then the entire body becomes happy, healthy, and satisfied. I bow down to Srila Prabhupada and my Shiksha Guru, His Grace Harimohan Prabhuji, for making us understand the most secretive knowledge of Bhagwat Gita. And this is how gradually from an animalistic life we will lead a human life, which is the sole aim of human birth, of human body. Keep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because Hare Krishna Mahamantra purifies our soul. It purifies our thinking process, and then we will be able to understand Krishna's words, and then we will fully surrender to Krishna and follow every word of Krishna as Prabhupada is explaining it to us. Now we shall meet the next week with a new shlok. Till then, keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,